6'5" Sophie Hart, a career-high 18 points at USA. And then Lauren Betts, the National Player of the Week by the AP, 33 points, 14 of 15 from the floor at Maryland.
So UCLA winning the tip coming off that victory against Maryland that concluded a long East Coast road trip. They've been off for a few games. Minnesota, meanwhile, losing at USC. Hard-fought contest just a few days ago. Leach rimming out, one and done. That's going to be critical for Minnesota today.
Well, as I mentioned, she only missed one shot on the road at top 10 Maryland. She misses her first one here today. Minnesota able to crowd just enough to force that miss.
Working it outside, Battle. Inside look in good position, not there. Good defense by Kiki Rice. Jones, lefty, triple, you bet.
Now, London Jones, the three-point sniper. You have to find her in transition. You cannot get back to the paint. You have to get back to the arc.
Leads this club in triples made and taken. So yeah, you got to close out on her. 3-0 UCLA. On the shot clock. McKinney keeping that dribble alive, wants to step through. One and done as Betts grabs it. Off to Kiki, here we go, UCLA. Rice all the way to the cup, not there, closed off at the last second. And again, Minnesota doing a good job on the defensive boards.
Well, it's so critical to rebound against UCLA. One and done for the Bruins when they have missed.
Wide open three-pointer, and man, Battle, who will hit it from there, connects.
Well, what a junior season she's put together. 5'11", she's got good size at that guard spot. Number 3 in the Big Ten in assist to turnover ratio, but really picking up her scoring in the month of January.
Dugalich can't answer. Again, one and done against probably one of the best, if not the best, offensive rebounding teams in the Big Ten. 3-3, we're early in this one. Another outside look, this time higher, not there.
But a well-run set for Minnesota, hitting the riser. Open shot just didn't knock it down. But UCLA so dangerous in transition. Nobody near London Jones. They're so worried about getting back to the paint. You have to give something up. But the answer from Battle, who has been red hot, 16 points per game in the new year.
Part of that, though, Elise, is that she's been struggling a little bit from the three-point line, scoring traditional twos and at the free throw stripe, but not from beyond the arc. That was a good sign all the way to the cup. And Arnesalo, who checks in, makes her immediate impact felt.
Yeah, the Finnish freshman, Nina Arnesalo, who has been struggling from 3, took that one to the rack. But is really a good player in terms of assist to turnover ratio, especially for a first-year player.
Deep inside presence. That's a really good matchup there. Good look, but not in the scoring column for Minnesota. Ripping it inside. Good hands, Betts. Jaquez.
And you saw the defense there on the catch. The double team coming to Betts early. And that is a rare miscue. Minnesota top 2 in the nation in turnovers. They average under 10.
Good look at Dawn Plitzuweit, second season as Minnesota. Looking for that first AP #1 win since 2004 against Duke. That was in the NCAA tournament. But back to Dawn and what she did last year, getting this program back where the Gophers belong.
Well, she is a fantastic coach. Took West Virginia to the NC2A tournament 2 years ago. Last year had a big run deep in the postseason in the WNIT.
Gardner, basket didn't want it. Super sub coming off the bench, Gardner.
And she can absolutely hit threes at a rapid rate. You have to find her at 6'3", a quick trigger as well.
Really smart play by Battle. Found a seam and hits the mid-range.
And this is a good start for Minnesota. You face the #1 team, there's an intimidation factor, and they have come out and have been tough.
Jaquez stepping back, tough shot and stick.
Gabriela Jaquez is that role player that every coach loves. She'll defend, she'll rebound, she'll take shots when open. She's smart, just a gritty, tough player. Hard to take her off the floor if you're Corey Close.
Voice and heart of this club. She goes on and on about how disgusted she was by the Sweet 16 exits as Battle scores again.
I love that take by Battle with the left hand. Had the matchup, the size advantage with Jones, and took her right to the cup.
Hawkes was wide open. UCLA didn't see her. Here's what Battle has done. Starts with the triple, then mid-range, then at the cup. How about that?
Well, look, reading the screen, London Jones gets caught on that, and Betts drop coverage, doesn't get there in time. This time, she turns the corner. The defense there on her hip, and Battle making good decisions, being aggressive. Record, and a net ranking of 28.
All right, so Battle doing the job as Rose checks in for Minnesota. Dudley coming onto the floor for UCLA, along with Janiyah Barker.
UCLA, 5 of their first 9 shots are from 3.
Gardner's had a couple of heartbreakers. The transfer from Oregon State. Arnesalo all the way to the cup, and she'll go to the line.
And so shot selection for UCLA. They want to hit that paint.
7 apiece. We'll take a quick break. Good start to this one.
Steal just a tad late.
She's going to play the D, though. Loves to get into the passing lanes. Look at London Jones. Oh, my goodness. Bodies flying. Battle with the great hustle play, but Arnesalo was there.
And it's a good foul because UCLA has just not been able to get out and run as often as they'd like. 8 fast break points for UCLA, 0 for Minnesota. But for UCLA, that's when they really are high flying, when they get out and get easy buckets in transition and have this crowd inside Pauley Pavilion erupt.
So McKinney picks up her 4th. She'll sit down. Johnson on the floor for Minnesota. Rice with the kick. Extra pass. London Jones loves that shot. Short. Great hustle rebound off the long miss. Rice with the carom. UCLA playing its first true home game in over a month. They're just glad to be home. Good crowd on hand to celebrate. A very, very tough UCLA team that continues to get separation.
That's the difference between Kiki Rice last year and Kiki Rice this year. A 3-point shot. Off the dribble, nothing but net. She's shooting 11% better from the field than she did a year ago.
Taking fewer field goal attempts, but shooting the ball.
To block that shot and then leave it well short.
5:49 left to go in this game. It's a 60-44 lead for UCLA.
And the defense just squeezing the life out of Minnesota, applied by the Bruins.
Good hands inside by Minnesota.
I mean, the bottom line is in this game, man, is that this Minnesota team was in the top 25. They're 28th in the net rankings. They've won 18 games. They've only lost 4 times this season. This is a really quality basketball team that is poised to be in the NCAA tournament. And for UCLA, you say, oh man, they weren't in rhythm today. They didn't look great. And right now they're ahead by 16 points in the 4th quarter. And for UCLA, it is a grind of a season. They are 20-0, and every team comes into Pauley, or when they welcome them into their home, they've got the target on. Hart hustled back, but that's just too physical.
Another pick, Arnesalo. Crowd loving this one, and UCLA starting to think about putting this baby to bed.
Largest lead of the game now, 20 points in the 4th quarter.
Arnesalo with 15, just 4 off of tying her career high. The depth of UCLA, they just wear you down, Elise.
Yes, they really do.
Look at London Jones. She will not be denied. One player to beat.
He was trying to go behind the back to Arnesalo. A little bit too much effort.
Comes from runs into her own player. This is just a riot. Come on, Kiki. She's laughing, and London scores. hustle play by London Jones. 10-0 UCLA run, and Pauly is up.
You want to talk about a spark plug.
Man.
The mighty mouse, London Jones, making things happen inside Pauly. The crowd absolutely loving it.
There's an answer. Boy, Battle needed that one. It's been quiet until that shot. Rice all the way to the rim. UCLA looking like UCLA now.
Yeah, UCLA finally able to get out and score some easy buckets in transition. Well, easy, that's relative, right? But getting out before that Minnesota defense is set, which has really done a great job in the half court.
Rice now with the 14 points, another double-figure game for her. 68-46. This was anybody's game at halftime, Elise, and UCLA just went to town in the second half. Look at that double team coming from the weak side as Dugalich, possession arrow, favors UCLA.
Well, London Jones is a spark plug. 10 points right here, avoiding Battle, wanting to go behind the back, get this crowd on their feet. Didn't happen. She says, all right, I better go make up for that. The steal and the pull-up. She says, I'll just take this one myself. Oh, and the
68-46, a clinic in this second half. Betts so strong, walks it off the glass and scores.
She's just so good inside the lane. The triple team didn't come, and she was able to hit it.
McKinney back on the floor, playing in foul trouble, stepping through and scoring like this freshman.
Yeah, she's good. As I said, she was known as a defender in high school, but she is averaging double figures and still bringing that defensive intensity. We've seen her really do a nice job.
Arnasalo, the drive and kick, Jones. London high-five in the bench. Oh, baby. 13 now for Jones. Remember, nobody makes or takes more triples. You better close on her, but extra passing by the Bruins.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job moving the basketball from side to side.
Dugalich losing it. McKinney dumping it inside. Weak side rebound. Dugalich.
I'll tell you, Minnesota's done such a nice job in rebounding and defending. They've played their pace, and the score is just not indicative of the performance by Minnesota. They came to play, and boy, UCLA had to work for this victory, but blowing it open here in the fourth quarter, 22-10 advantage Bruins.
Perfect NCAA seasons, UCLA. Wow, present company included, pretty impressive.
It's just phenomenal what this team has in terms of their potential. Connecticut 6 times, 4 other schools did it 1 time, including South Carolina last season, 38-0. Hawkes says, it's sickening to me that we lost in the Sweet 16, so they are hungry even though they're hunted.
Soka Newman checking in for UCLA. $1:35 left to go in this ball game, and Gardner tees up the 3 and hits. You know, UCLA head coach Corey Close asks her club, raise your hands if you're comfortable being #1. If you like that pressure of #1, everybody raise their hands. So right now, a tale of 2 stories for Minnesota. Season low in points, it's 59. As we speak, they've got 50. The most turnovers in a season for Minnesota. You're looking at it today. You can't beat UCLA with all the cough-ups.
No, and a nice gesture here by Corey Close, wanting to make sure the crowd has a chance to cheer for Lauren Betts. A quick substitution, and Lauren Betts, 11 assists today on a day where she was triple teamed, sometimes even more defenders in her area.
Career high in helpers for Betts. Wow, you just love that if you're Avery Kane. You come in off the bench cold and you drill it.
Got just checked in the game.
Man.
Second made 3 for Stewart. But UCLA took them a while to get that engine really running,
yep.
But now they're at 79 points, just 3 below their average.
Dudley picks up that foul. Coming up next, more Big Ten women's basketball, Washington, Ohio State. You look at the bracketologist expert from Fox, and Autumn Johnson has 13 teams projected from the Big Ten to make the NCAA tournament. Minnesota will definitely be in that mix. Washington as well. It would be great if they could pick up an upset against Ohio State.
Well, the Big Ten, you better come to play every single game, because really, there are 15 teams will make the Big Ten tournament, and all of them capable of getting multiple wins. This conference is stacked with so much quality.
So UCLA putting on a clinic. Again, another double-digit victory for the UCLA bunch. Unbelievable.
That's an impressive performance. UCLA was challenged. Great game plan by Minnesota and Don Klitzer-White, but in the end, UCLA too deep, too good, too long, too strong.
UCLA going to 21-0 overall, 9-0 in conference play, atop the Big Ten standings all by their lonesome, the UCLA Bruins. So put it in the books. Number 1 UCLA defeating Minnesota 79-53. Those Bruins undefeated. They're perfect. Up next, Ohio State next Wednesday. For Elise and our entire broadcast crew, I'm Ann saying so long from Poly Pavilion. Thanks for spending part of your Sunday afternoon with us, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Up next, more Big Ten women's basketball, Washington and Ohio State. But first, we're going to set that table by going...